Hey guys, welcome to my channel and Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. I'm outside right now because the lighting in my house is horrendous. As you can see, it is super gloomy today. It's been like this for a few days. I also had to come out here to get, where is it? My ladder, because I'm taking down my Christmas decor today. It's January 3rd and it's time. I am always like in a bittersweet mood about Christmas being over, but I'm ready to just get back to normal. The holidays are so hectic for us. I know that they're hectic for everybody. We had Christmas and then Laney had a big accident and had to go to urgent care 2 days after Christmas. I will tell you guys about that here in a little bit. And then Kason's birthday is on December 29th, and then it's New Year's, and then his party is this coming weekend on the 6th. So I'm so ready for our lives to get back to normal because things have just been crazy. We haven't known what day of the week it is. It's just been a mess. So we are gonna take down the Christmas decor today and I will tell you guys all about Laney's little accident. It was a very traumatizing experience for both of us, but thank the good Lord above, she's fine now. So yeah, let's get going with the Christmas decor. All right, saying goodbye to all of our Christmas decorations. My house is going to legit look so naked after this. I still have yet to buy new home decor for this house for like all year long, so I'm gonna have to get on that real soon. Taking a break from Christmas decor. I'm pretty much done. I just have to take down the actual tree, but it's lunchtime. The kids are hungry and so am I. They are requesting a grilled cheese. So they're gonna have grilled cheese, Cheetos, and strawberries. And I'm gonna make some of the Trader Joe's fried rice. It's super quick, super easy, and it is delicious. Laney is finishing up her lunch, Kason's done, and I am done. So I figured I would go ahead and tell you guys Laney's big accident story that happened on the 27th, 2 days after Christmas. So it was dinner time and the kids were eating first, Kason and Laney were, and I was going to eat after them with Kevin and Lexi because Kevin was working late that day. So Kason had finished his dinner and he was already away from the table. Laney was finishing hers up. So I was finishing up cooking the rest of our dinner and putting Kason's dishes away, things like that. And all of a sudden I hear a loud crash and Laney's crying. She was in her high chair, her strapped into her booster chair, and somehow or another pushed off of the table and her chair went backwards and she split open the back of her head on the chair during the fall. When I went over there to get her, I unbuckled her and I knew it was bad because there was blood on the back of the chair and I immediately freaked out. I mean, I tried to remain as calm as I could on the outside for the kids' sake, but on the inside I was completely freaking out. Kason has like cut himself here and here before, but it was very tiny. It healed on its own. It never needed any sort of intervention, but I knew I needed to take Laney in either to the emergency room or urgent care. So I picked her up and I applied pressure on her head, and she stopped crying and stopped bleeding actually fairly quickly, which was a very big surprise. And I could feel that her head was split open, but I could not get a good look at it because of her hair. So I yelled down for Lexi and I'm like, Lexi, come downstairs. We have to go take Laney in. I'm pretty sure she's gonna need stitches. I had Lexi ride in the back seat because I was really scared for Laney to ride in the car afterwards, because I was scared if she would pass out or start throwing up or anything like that. Thankfully, none of that happened. First urgent care we went to, they said they didn't accept our insurance, which is unbelievably frustrating. I feel like during an emergency, you should be able to go anywhere. And so they referred us to a pediatric urgent care facility here in our area. So we went there and they did take her. We were actually there for quite a while, but not in the waiting room. They placed us in our actual room where she got treated. We were there for a while, and thankfully Kevin was able to make it for the actual staple portion. When they first took a look at her, they were like, oh yeah, she's gonna need to be stapled. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Stapled? She's just a baby. Like, how bad is this wound? It wasn't until they started actually cleaning the area that I got a really good look at the wound itself. Okay, she's all done with her lunch. But it wasn't until they started cleaning her that I actually got to see how bad it was. To clean it, they just used like sterile water, I think they said it was. And they put them in these syringes, kind of like when you give your kid Tylenol or something, but it was a large one. It was like this big and it was really thick. So they did that about 3 times, and that was so hard because I had to hold her while they did it, and it was painful for her, even though I'm sure it was just like irritated the spot where she got hit at, and it sure didn't feel very good because they were squirting it all in there to make sure it was nice and clean. So whenever they did that, we were able to see how bad it was, and it was bad. It was probably about this long, which is pretty big, right at the, it happened right where your head and neck start to curve, like right where your neck starts to curve to go to your head, right at the very base of the skull. So yeah, it was pretty bad, and it was very deep. And she needed, hi, sweet girl. She needed 7 staples, y'all. 7. That's a lot. Did you get a bubble on your head? Your hair is crazy. Your hair is crazy. So yeah, after they cleaned it, they numbed it. They were not going to numb her at first, and I requested that they numb her. I was like, you are not gonna stick staples in my baby's head and not numb her first. So they used this numbing gel, and that had to sit on for like 10 to 15 minutes. And then they came in to do the staples. They wrapped her up like a burrito, kind of swaddle style, to keep her arms down, and they laid her flat on her, like face down. Her face was in my lap, and they had one nurse holding her head together and the other nurse doing the staples. The stapler, because I've never had to have staples before. None of my kids have ever had to have staples before. I've never seen anybody do it. The stapler was really small and it was flat and it didn't make any noise. But she screamed so bad. I cried holding her there because it was just awful. I just cried and I remained calm. I remained calm in my voice, just telling her it's okay. I have you. You're gonna be okay. But I was crying because I felt so bad for her, and she's never cried that hard before in her life. They said that she wasn't able to feel the staples because whenever they would insert the staples each time, she didn't flinch. I think she was just, her head, I'm sure she had a horrible headache from hitting it so hard, and she was scared, really, really scared and really sore. But they said that the staples looked really good. They were able to get it nice and tight. The line was nice and straight. And then they gave her some Motrin, told us to rotate Tylenol and Motrin as needed, and that she would be okay. They did say, this part freaked me out. They did say that some children and adults, when they deal with some sort of trauma to the head, they can develop a slow bleed in the head up to a couple weeks after. So they told us to look for behavior changes, speech changes, vomiting, difficulty waking up, all of that. Thank the Lord we have not experienced any of that, and I don't think that we will. But when we got home that night, she slept in bed with us because I was way too freaked out. to let her sleep upstairs by herself. So she slept with us. She did all right. She tossed and turned a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. There was like speckles of blood all over her pillow the next day just because it was still bleeding, but it didn't bleed anymore the rest of that day. And honestly, that next day she acted totally fine. She didn't act like anything was wrong. She was back to her normal self, but I'm not gonna lie, I have been so anxious ever since that happened. Like, I feel like I can't relax. My nerves are just completely shot. And I know that it's not my fault, and I know that they're, you know, I mean, I could find ways that it's my fault, you know, but they've sat at this table so many times. We've always had a high top table. She's always had a sort of high chair booster seat. And I honestly don't know how she was able to kick herself over because our chairs are very, very heavy. It honestly was just like a freak accident, but I'm so paranoid now that I will not let her sit at the table by herself. I'm just thankful that she's okay. Her head looks really great. They told us to come back in 10 days to get her staples removed, but I didn't post it on social media or anything, honestly, because my nerves were so like, I just wanted to take a few days and then talk about it on the vlog. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that Laney got hurt. And honestly, out of all my kids, I never thought it would be her that would need the staples first. I for sure thought it would be my son because Kaysen is a wild animal. But it was my teeny tiny little baby, my little preemie. Ugh. I'm sure some of you moms out there have dealt with stitches or staples or anything like that with your kids, and it's seriously the worst. Like when your kids get hurt, especially when they're young and they can't verbally explain things to you well, it is a nightmare. But it's getting better. I'm still working on my nerves. My anxiety has been horrendous, but I just have to remind myself to breathe and that she's okay, and that, you know, just gotta keep my eye on her. So just wanted to let you guys know that. Let's just get out of this anxiety-filled conversation and move on to something happier. Kids are playing. Laney, did you get Max for Christmas? Oh. She got Max, and she also got the life-size Rapunzel that goes with him that she loves.
And Santa only gave me the movie these guys.
You got a Rapunzel?
One Stacy Peter for Christmas. I watched the movie and Santa only gave me on this list.
Santa gave you all the new Into the Spider-Verse characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's raining.
I watched the movie. After the movie was over, he got me these guys.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the playroom. Oh, Lord. I decluttered right before Christmas, and I'm gonna have to do it again. So after Kaysen's birthday, I'm gonna do a big declutter. I'll film it. I really wanna declutter like our closets and everything. So I'm gonna do a big declutter with me, and basically all the stuff, all the toys that the kids are gonna have are like the stuff that they just got for Christmas and Kaysen's birthday, and then a couple of their absolute favorite things from last year, and that's it. That's honestly what I do every year, is I basically just save their absolute favorite things that I know that they love, and we donate everything else because they get so much for Christmas and then with his birthday that it just becomes too much. And Laney honestly really likes playing with Kaysen's toys. I guess it's just like a little sister having the older brother, and she sees him play with a lot of stuff, so she wants to play with the same things. So yeah, I'm feeling very inspired to declutter, especially after watching a few episodes of the Marie Kondo's new Tidying Up show on Netflix. Like, I have so much stuff that just needs to leave this house and go find a new home with people that need it and want it, because our toys in our closets are just, they're a little nuts and we need to do some cleaning. A few hours later, naps have been had. I got a workout in, which I'm really trying to get back in, but it's snack time. What are you having for snack?
Apples.
An apple. Is that like your favorite snack? Yeah. Laney's having pretzels and peanut butter. The peanut butter is all over her hands and all over her face, and she is looking a lot like Edward Scissorhands today with that hair. Laney, are you in a trance? Or are you just ignoring the fact that I have a camera in your face? A little bit of both? Okay. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure you're subscribed to my channel and you turn your bell notifications on so that you know when I post a new video. My upload days for the new year are going to be Mondays and Fridays with a bonus video on Wednesdays. So some days or some weeks there will be 2 videos and some weeks there will be 3 videos. So I hope you guys all had a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. I'm so excited to see what 2019 has in store for me and for you guys. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.